Hey, I think a lot of people out there have been following the protests that have been going on lately ever since the Breonna Taylor and the George Floyd deaths, the protest against police brutality. At least that's what I think they're supposed to be against a lot of time. The message kind of gets lost lately in some of the protests. But I do want to talk about one lesson from the protests that gives me quite the I told you so moment. For many years now, I've been telling people, when you choose your carry ammo and your carry gun, make sure you get something that has good hard barrier penetration. And a lot of people always say, well, what does it matter? Why does hard barrier penetration matter? Why would you ever need to shoot through a car door or glass or anything like that? And I always give people several circumstances where they may have to, like if you're in the mall and the bad guy's on the other side of a glass partition than you, etc. But during the recent protests in Austin, we saw a perfect example of why you might want your gun to have good hard barrier penetration, especially auto glass. A gentleman in a car actually fired upon a protester who was carrying a rifle. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to say I'm not taking either side in the dispute. I don't know what happened. The video shows nothing. The couple of videos I've seen from it show absolutely nothing. The protesters themselves that have given testimony, they might be biased, but I don't know. So like I said, not taking either side, not saying the guy carrying the rifle was right, not saying the guy in the car was right, but I'm saying it's a lesson to learn because he got involved in one of these protests downtown, just driving through, he's not a protester. Got his car surrounded from what I hear, and then had to fire upon someone who was approaching his vehicle holding a rifle, an AK-47. Now, I don't even know if he stuck his hands outside his car and fired his gun, or if he fired through his window, or he rolled his window down, or what. But let's just look at the circumstances. He's in his car. He gets swarmed by protesters. Can't pull away, is stuck where he's at. I believe he actually pulled off to a side street and got stuck behind some traffic cones and stuff, from what I hear from the story. And then someone with an AK is approaching you in an angry mob. You might find yourself needing to shoot through your window, because why would you want to have to roll your window down or actually get out of your car to do that? As soon as they walk up to the window, boom, boom, boom through the glass. And I've been in a situation like that in Alabama, Birmingham, where I had to say, I will shoot you through this glass. I didn't say it quite that politely, but, I got the message across. So I wanted to just say today, just point out that one of the lessons we can learn from these protests recently is that hard barrier penetration might come into play. You never know when you might find yourself stuck in your car and you might have to shoot from the interior of your car to the outside of your car. And also, there's the other way around too. You might be a peaceful protester engaging in peaceful protest, and then some guy in a car might come barreling into the crowd trying to kill people. And you might have to shoot through their windshield. And you'd be justified in doing so, protecting your life and others, I think, in most situations. There'd be some situations where you weren't, but some where you would. Not trying to talk about justification of shooting now, just talking about the principles of shooting. So in these cases, you would want good hard barrier penetration like .357 Magnum, .40 Smith & Wesson. You would want to stay away from rounds that do poorly through hard barriers like .45 ACP, some 9mm, etc. Because they just don't hold together well after they have penetrated automotive glass or metal doors, etc. So, like I said, if we learn nothing else from these protests, and we probably won't, one thing we can learn is that your choice of ammos does matter, and having an ammo that can penetrate hard barriers if needed is probably a good idea. Hey, this is the Yankee Marshal, just reminding everyone out there that if you disagree with anything I say in any one of my videos, be it something political or tactical, I am going to give you the opportunity to come talk to me face to face instead of just having to put stuff in comment sections where someone might not even read them. You can come in one of my live chats and tell me off in person. You just have to send an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line of that video put slap the yank, and then I will get back with you and set up a time where you can come in one of the live chats and tell me off face to face.